98% of the population will end up dead or dead broke by the age of 65.
Dani Johnson.
Question I have for you, is that how you want to be? Is that the life that you want? Well, if you look at what everybody else is doing and you live the way they are, then that's what you're going to have. Why live under the burden of death? I say, look at what everybody else is doing and do the opposite.
Dani Johnson.
Well, good day to you. It's the end of our week. Are you stoked? Well, maybe it's the beginning of your week. I don't know. It depends on what that work schedule is for you. And of course, if you're a mother like I am, it seems like the week turns into more weeks, turns into more months, years. Yeah, it kind of seems like it's never ending. But there's a great joy in that as well. Hey, how you doing with your New Year's resolutions? You're like, what? What do you mean my New Year's resolutions? Dani, this is June. Great time to talk about those New Year's resolutions, isn't it? Yeah. Why? I got a question for you. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do with your life? Marinate that for a second. Just marinate on it. If you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do with your life? You see, nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. And a man without a vision will perish. And we have people perishing every day, hitting the grave, going the way of their fathers and mothers, with nothing but a dash in between the day they were born and the day they died. Purpose that never, ever reached its full potential. In fact, so much seed planted in each one of us throughout our lives, good, some bad. And unfortunately, most people hit the grave never reaching their goals, never becoming what they wanted to become when they were young. Their vision was aborted when they got their first job, when life threw out them what life throws at all of us. That's why it takes a very rare person, someone like you, who is tapping into this show every single day of the week, because you want more for your life. You want to succeed. You want to grow. You want to do something unusual. You don't want to do what everybody else is doing, either dead or dead broke at the age of 65, depending on their family, friends, and federal government for their main source of income. You want more. You want to be more. You want a better relationship with your spouse and your kids. Maybe you just want a spouse and some kids. You're not haven't achieved that goal yet. Maybe you desire to pay off your debt and be completely financially independent. You know, we had a powerful show yesterday about financial independence. Yeah, about money. Man, if you missed it, you might want to go check out our archives at DaniJohnson.com. It was very intense, very powerful. Lots of strategies that came, lots of business and lots of finance advice that came to our callers. Today, I want you to go grab that list of New Year's resolutions, dust it off, and reevaluate. Where are you? We're halfway into the year. Are you where you were supposed to be? Are you where you thought you would be by June? What things have you accomplished? Or are you nowhere even close? Did you completely forget about the I want to lose 50 pounds? Did you completely give up on the I want to pay off $10,000 worth of debt this year? Have you completely just thrown in the towel on increasing your sales or going on that vacation or having a better relationship with your spouse? Whatever those goals were, where are you today on your timeline of achieving those things? Now, I know, don't reach for the dial to try to change the channel like, Dani, you're making me feel bad already, and it's only been 5 minutes that I've been listening to you so far. I'm not here to make you feel bad, but I am here to call you out and to say your life is not supposed to be mediocre and average, given up and given in like everybody else that is around you. You are supposed to rise up and do something great with your life. It's possible. So here's the deal. Today, We are going to help you get back on track. At 25 minutes after the hour, I'm going to take your call. You're going to call me and tell me what those goals were that maybe you have already achieved so far this year or that you're far from achieving. And Dani, what do I do? How do I get focused on these things? What do I do to make this happen? Call me. Let's talk about it. 844-439-1391. Again, that's 844-439-1391. I've seen way too many people in my short lifetime who have just given up, given in, have just shelved it, and become what? Nothing. When they have a chance of doing something. You see, excuses are well-planned lies, my friend. That's all they are. They are well-planned lies. And if you continue to live in your excuses and you continue to let your circumstances determine what you do not accomplish in life, well, then you'll be there at the end of your day saying, man, I wish I would not have done the things I've done, and I really wish I would have done these other things that I said I wanted to do. 844-439-1391 is that phone number. Again, 844-439-1391. Call me. Hey, by the way, we only got 6 lines that are available. Don't wait till 25 minutes after the hour to call in. Now would be the time to call in to make sure you get at the front of the line so you do not miss your opportunity to be able to get yourself refocused and hit these particular goals. Now, you might have something that you feel is impossible. And listen, here's one thing I know when it comes to setting goals. I got to tell you this great story. I was one of those in the very beginning of my days where I would have this list of like 50 things that I wanted to accomplish in 1 year, right? And, I was all just full of myself. Like, I can do it, man. I got this deal, So I'd have all these 50 things that I wanted to accomplish. And I had some crazy, outrageous financial goals that, when I look back, I'm like, duh, really? So anyway, there I was. I have this list of 50. And then there is my husband who, came up with 3 goals that he wanted to accomplish that year. And, I would look at my husband and I'd look at these 3 goals and I'm like, get a life. Because one of those goals was to show up at the gym. Another one of those goals was to stop drinking Coke. And to me, I was like, could you come up with something that's a bit more, I don't know, purposed? Can you come up with something that, is big? You want to stop drinking Coke and you just want to show up at the gym? That's the goal? And I got to tell you that by February, right, I already gave up on my 50 goals. I was completely overwhelmed by week 2, and I already felt like a failure by week 3. So I completely just went, forget it. I ain't even going to try anymore because I don't want to feel like a loser for the rest of the year. Is that how you're feeling right now about your goals? 844-439-1391. Or maybe you have no goals. Maybe you're one of those that you stopped setting goals a long time ago because you felt like those were just points of failure for you. Okay, listen, nothing becomes dynamic until it becomes specific. You really can achieve goals if you understand the beautiful formula of being able to do it to where you're building your confidence every day versus destroying your self-esteem daily. So there is a way to do this, and if there are some things that you want to do, you need some help kind of forming it, and you don't quite know how to be able to get it down on paper. You don't know how to come up with a realistic timeline to be able to do it. You don't really understand what it actually takes to accomplish those things. I'm available to you at 25 minutes after the hour. Again, 844-439-1391. I'm going to take your call for that segment towards the end of the first half of the show. And we're going to help you. We're going to help you get right back on track, okay? 844-439-1391. I highly recommend you jump in now so that you can get to the front of the line of the people that will be jamming the phone lines here very, very shortly. So anyway, so there's my husband with his 3 goals and his goal of, just show up at the gym, right? His goal wasn't put on 10 pounds of muscle. His goal wasn't to lose 20 pounds of fat. It wasn't any of that. It was just to show up at the gym. Well, so I would give up on my 50 feeling like a total loser, and he would just plug away at his 3, right? And they were simple 3 things: stop drinking Coke, show up at the gym. He could literally show up, turn around, and walk through the door, and then turn around and walk out if he wanted to, but his goal was just to show up. Do you know how much wisdom was in that, in this young kid that I happen to be married to? Look, I was the dummy that was trying to accomplish everything now. And he had a more realistic picture that set him up for success. So he'd be the guy that accomplished those 3 goals, and I'd be the one that didn't accomplish anything in that year. So showing up at the gym, let's talk about that, because it's simple. He just said, I didn't want to put pressure on myself to, gain muscle or lose weight or whatever. Simply, if I showed up at the gym, I felt good that I actually did that. And if I chose to turn around and leave, then that was fine. I achieved my goal of showing up. He says, but what ended up happening is I got there, I got up early, I ended up getting there, so I at least did something. And I'm so proud of him that he at least did something. How awesome is that? That's a great way to approach your goals. So I guess I learned something from my husband there, because then after seeing years of him actually achieving things and me being in a total rut and feeling like a loser, I started to kind of use his approach. And it's helped tremendously. You see, when you try to overwhelm yourself with too many things, you end up quitting. And then a year goes by and you're still in the same place that you were in the year before. You don't want to do that, right? You do not want to end up in the same place this time next year, do you? No. In fact, if you evaluate your life, are you in the same place you were in 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Are you in the same spot financially? Is your marriage the same way as it was 2 years ago, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years ago? What things do you keep repeating that you don't want to repeat? What are those things in your life that you really want to move ahead in? Let's talk about it. 844-439-1391. Again, that's 844-439-1391. Let's talk about it. What do you want to do with your life? If you knew you couldn't fail, how would you live? Who would you live with? Where would you live? What would you do for a living? What would you do for fun? If money was no object, what would your life look like? Important questions. What if you could actually design your life? Well, this show today is going to be about living by design instead of living by default. So let's design your life in today's show. 844-439-1391. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more after this.
Sometimes a mom just needs a break.
Oh, you having a rough morning?
Tell me it's all gonna be okay.
It's all gonna be okay. Just give it 5 years.
Years?
7 or 5.
And a night out.
Ladies, tonight is our night, and we look good.
What could possibly go wrong?
I cannot find your reservation.
Allie, it's me. Just wanted to let you know that everything's going great here. We're all good. We're going to take a little trip to the hospital.
Mom's Night Out, a comedy about real life for the whole family.
Where are my kids? Okay. What if they're in jail?
I don't think they can book a baby.
Dave Ramsey says grab your friends and go see Mom's Night Out, a family comedy you are going to love. Starring Sarah Drew, Sean Astin, and Patricia Heaton, with Alex Kendrick and Trace Adkins. Mom's Night Out.
Hon, your job.
It's hard, I know.
Important. That's what I was going to say.
In theaters now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Go to momsnightoutmovie.com.
Hi, I'm Eharmony.com founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. When we started Eharmony.com in the year 2000, we never dreamed that by the year 2013 we'd have over 565,000 marriages. A high percentage of these marriages have involved two persons deeply dedicated to the Christian values we commonly espouse. Marriages that have proven to be unbelievably enduring and satisfying. Now, maybe you've never considered eHarmony. Some of you have tried us and didn't find what you were looking for. Whatever your story, I want you to know how deeply committed I am to the importance of maintaining a strong allegiance to everything Christian marriage stands for. If you've been away for a while, we want to welcome you back. We promise to do everything in our power to help you succeed. Come to eHarmony.com and get started today for free.
4 radio talk show hosts in a village called Kadwa. Here's Dani's story.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. We're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. When we came in, she said she wasn't smiling because she hadn't eaten yet. A mother gives her children whatever food that she has, and she's usually the last to eat. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. But if you uphold the cause of these people, you're not asking for nice clothes. You're not asking for video games, new socks and underwear. It'd be great if they actually have a pair. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Dial 855-916-4673 or go to kingsransom.org. That's 855-916-4673.
Prior to coming to Dani and First Steps to Success, I was totally stressed, depressed. I'm a single mom of 3, and I actually didn't even have food in my fridge when I came here last May.
Oftentimes we can be living a life where things are stopping us, but we don't know what it is.
14 months ago, my wife and I showed up right here, $62,000 in credit card debt, depressed, discouraged. We had no idea how we're going to tackle this and overcome it. My wife and I were struggling in our relationship. She was battling thoughts of suicide. I was thinking about bankruptcy.
First Steps to Success really shows people from the ground level what's stopping them from succeeding.
And in 14 months, we have completely paid off our debt. Last Monday, we are completely 100% debt-free.
We actually show people step by step by step how to change and what needs to be changed and how to go about getting quick results and improving every single area of their life.
And my whole life has absolutely changed. I have increased my income basically from zero to, in 12 months, $247,000.
People make more money, they grow in their careers, they improve their relationships at home, they become more noticed and more powerful in their own communities. They become more valuable at work. They develop powerful businesses after being in a rut or not knowing how at all. They just grow in every single area of their life, and they have more fun and less stress. This is millionaire author, radio, and television show host Dani Johnson, and I'm inviting you to join me and our amazing clients at First Steps to Success. Just call 844-200-DANI, 844-200-DANI, or visit firststepstosuccess.com for more information. 844-200-DANI.
No matter where she goes on this planet, she finds people of all stripes. Emeralds, rubies, sapphires, pearls. She's made it a point to teach success better than anyone else in America. So welcome to the international headquarters of your new future. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Do you know where you're going? Come on, man. If you don't know where you're going, people cannot follow you, nor can they help you get there. Listen, it's June, halfway through the year. It's your time to shine this next half of the year. Goals. For some of us, it's a terrible thing to talk about. For others of us, we do it naturally, meaning it's something that's a part of our lives. We learn somewhere around the bend of our lives that, hey, I got to decide where I'm going. Listen, I learned a technique 18 years ago to live my life by design instead of by default. What does life by default actually look like? I'll tell you. Life by default looks like this. Well, you have no plan. You have no purpose. A life by default looks like this. You get up in the morning. You get ready for work. You react to, the dog tore up your garden shoe. Not to mention you went out to your car and it had a flat tire. You have to then call in and say, I'm going to be late. You're freaking out. You're stressed out. Okay? You finally get yourself to work. Now you've got extra things that are piled up. You get distracted while you're at work with some personal conversations here and there. You end up not finishing according to a deadline that you had, which means then you get passed up for a promotion. And your goal was, I want to make more money. Yet while you were at work, you actually weren't working. You now are always working from behind because you had this very ambiguous goal of, okay, I'd like to make more money, but you're getting pulled in all these different directions, all these different distractors that are calling upon your life. You end your day completely stressed out. You end up driving home and you go, oh my gosh, what am I going to cook for dinner? Right? Oh no! So everything's in the freezer. There's not enough time to thaw it out to make dinner before the kids have their piano lessons or soccer practice. So you end up doing what 98% of the population does. Kids, get in the car. We got to go get some dinner. So you end up then, your goal was to make more money. Your goal was maybe to pay off debt. So because of this lack of plan, now you just spent 5, 6, 7 times more money on dinner eating out because there was not a plan of action of how to achieve the goal of paying off the debt. So here, this is how it usually goes. So then it's like, whether it's through the drive-thru and you spent $30 on dinner for the drive-thru, where you could have cooked a luxurious gourmet meal for $5 for 6, 7, 8, 9 people. Okay, so here is the deal. So then what you do is you go and you now flop and drop like a dead fish at the end of the day, and your kids are totally exhausted. No one got their homework done. Hello? You had no time with the kids, right? Think about this. Scary. Very scary. So listen. So then 6 months goes by, a year goes by, and you still have the same amount of debt. Actually, you might have more. Because again, listen, you got a goal, and then you've got to plan that sucker out on how you're going to achieve that actual thing. So if you want some help achieving some of those goals, you want your life to be a little less chaotic, and you want to feel like you're actually accomplishing something, call me right now. 844-439-1391. Again, 844-439-1391. I've got Alethea from Kansas on line 1. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, Dani. Thanks for taking my call.
Okay, absolutely. What can I do for you?
Well, you're talking about goals and getting off track, and I've definitely gotten off track and kind of given up, sort of.
What'd you do that for?
So I guess...
What in the world did you give up for? It didn't happen fast enough for you? It didn't go smooth enough? Oh, you mean you hit some resistance? You hit some challenges?
I guess I wasn't reaching my goals, so...
So you had some obstacles. You hit a couple walls. Forget it. You hold on right now, young lady. Don't you go anywhere. When we continue back from the break, we're going to talk about some solutions on that nonsense right there. Come on now. It almost sounds like, do you have kids? You got a 3-year-old in the house. Oh, I didn't get my way. I'm going to scream. Honey. Achieving goals means that you will encounter resistance. There is a solution, though. Don't you hang up. Stay right there. I'm going to give you some advice right after this short break. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue in a moment. Hello there, working moms and dads. Does your life feel like a 10-car pileup on the highway going nowhere? Do you crawl through each day hoping for an escape or at least the fast lane? I've been where you are. My name is Dani Johnson, and years ago I worked crazy long hours, never saw my kids, and hated my life. Today I'm a multi-millionaire, best-selling author, businesswoman with several companies, homeschooling mom, and I only work 20 hours a week. Want to know the very strategies that I use daily to be able to accomplish this? Call now. I'll email you a free ebook of our bestseller, First Steps to Wealth. Call 844-200-DANI. That's D-A-N-I. That's 844-200-3264. 844-200-DANI. Or visit firststepstowealth.com. That's firststepstowealth.com.
Prior to coming to Dani and First Steps to Success, I was totally stressed, depressed. I'm a single mom of 3, and I actually didn't even have food in my fridge when I came here last May.
Oftentimes we can be living a life where things are stopping us, but we don't know what it is.
14 months ago, my wife and I showed up right here, $62,000 in credit card debt, depressed, discouraged. We had no idea how we're going to tackle this and overcome it. My wife and I were struggling in our relationship. She was battling thoughts of suicide. I was thinking about bankruptcy.
First Steps to Success really shows people from the ground level what's stopping them from succeeding.
And in 14 months, we have completely paid off our debt. Last Monday, we are completely 100% debt-free.
We actually show people step by step by step how to change and what needs to be changed and how to go about getting quick results and improving every single area of their life.
And my whole life has absolutely changed. I have increased my income basically from zero to, in 12 months, $247,000.
People make more money, they grow in their careers, they improve their relationships at home, they become more noticed and more powerful in their own communities. They become more valuable at work. They develop powerful businesses after being in a rut or not knowing how at all. They just grow in every single area of their life, and they have more fun and less stress. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, and I'm inviting you to join me and our amazing clients at First Steps to Success. Just call 844-200-DANI, 844-200-DANI, or visit firststepstosuccess.com for more information. 844-200-DANI.
Sometimes a mom just needs a break.
Are you having a rough morning?
Tell me it's all gonna be okay.
It's all gonna be okay. Just give it 5 years.
Years?
7 or 5.
And a night out.
Ladies, tonight is our night, and we look good.
What could possibly go wrong?
I cannot find your reservation.
Allie, it's me. Just wanted to let you know that everything's going great here. We're all good. We're going to take a little trip to the hospital.
Mom's Night Out, a comedy about real life for the whole family.
Where are my kids? Okay. What if they're in jail?
I don't think they can book a baby.
Dave Ramsey says grab your friends and go see Mom's Night Out, a family comedy you are going to love. Starring Sarah Drew, Sean Astin, and Patricia Heaton, with Alex Kendrick and Trace Adkins. Mom's Night Out.
Hon, your job.
It's hard, I know.
Important. That's what I was going to say.
In theaters now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Go to momsnightoutmovie.com.
4 radio talk show hosts in a village called Kadwa. Here's Dani's story.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. We're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. When we came in, she said she wasn't smiling because she hadn't eaten yet. A mother gives her children whatever food that she has, and she's usually the last to eat. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. But if you uphold the cause of these people, you're not asking for nice clothes. You're not asking for video games, new socks and underwear. It'd be great if they actually have a pair. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Dial 855-916-4673 or go to kingsransom.org. That's 855-916-4673.
There's just so much that she's done to help people, to help their children face the next generation with success, to declare war on things that tear families apart, and to look people straight in the eye and to tell them how much they mean to her.
There is no one else
like this lady right here.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
What happens when you hit an obstacle to something important that you feel that you want to accomplish? And does it mean if you hit an obstacle, does it mean you're not supposed to achieve the goal? Does it mean that somehow that God is saying, no, you can't do this? Or is it natural? Is it normal? And is it a part of actually achieving goals? Well, I don't know what you think, But here's what I know. What I know is that all goals have obstacles. All goals come with already packed within problems that have to be solved. Every single goal has some kind of resistance, some kind of wall. And sometimes it is other people who are saying, you can't do it, it's never going to work. That's what goals come packed with. But guess what else goals come with? They also come with persistence, tenacity, and a plan in order to succeed. I've got Alethea on the phone from Kansas. She, right before the last break, said, I'm embarrassed I gave up on my goals. Okay, it's okay. We've all done that. But honey. Okay, tell me what's one of the goals that you gave up on?
The one I really gave up on was my income goal. I'm still doing the action, but it's just it's almost like I stopped believing that I can get there. So it's not real diligent.
You're not committed.
I started again to become not committed.
You're totally not committed. Okay, and when you're not committed at something, it's not going to succeed. Okay, so listen to me, baby girl. Just listen to me. This is the reality of goals. If you are not having opposition coming against your mission, it's not a mission. Do you hear me? So if you are not having any challenges with goals that you have set, then it's really not a goal. It's something you can do in your own strength. It's something that doesn't need faith. So it sounds to me like you have an income goal that is perfect. And how do I know that it's perfect? Because your faith is being challenged. Because your belief is being, your doubt is coming in. So that means you have a goal and a mission that is worthwhile fighting for. That's what that means. But man, do we live in this Disneyland stinking lottery-minded world that says I set a goal, and if I just believe I'm going to achieve it, it's going to happen. No, honey. No. Let me tell you about a goal that I had this year. And it was about if you've listened any bit of time to this show, you know I'm very passionate about the Kadwa Haiti project, where we're gonna this village. Okay, I went and I visited this village. We vetted out this village in December, and I met this pastor who has 2,000 people in his village that he is ministering to, that he's helping, that he's doing everything he can to be a light to these people. And so we asked him what the needs were of his people, and he said, water, a home, food. It broke me. It absolutely broke me. I thought, wow. First of all, if I were to sit down 100 pastors in our country and I was to ask them, what are the needs of your people? I'm not quite sure they could answer that question. I think they would assume they knew what the needs of the people were. But in general, they don't really know their people. So they don't really know what the needs are. They know what they want to push down their throats, but they do not really know what the needs are. And so when I sat here and I thought, oh my gosh, I got to help this guy. I got to do something for this guy. And so we vetted out the village to see what the needs were. And sure enough, you know, there's this ditch where they're getting water from. I literally saw little girl after little girl going and pulling water out of a disgusting little, kind of like what's down the road from my house right now. We had a lot of rain a few weeks ago. So it's just this mud pit that is sitting there with water in it and all the bugs that are flying over the top of it. And that's what these little girls were getting, you know, the big white buckets that you usually see, a 5-gallon bucket full of paint. Well, here was just filled with dirty, filthy water. So, I mean, this just breaks my heart. So then I also met this woman that had 9 children. She's living in a hut. And I mean, there's no food at all in her little tiny hut. There was nothing. And the kids no one had any energy, right? It's hot. There's flies flying around them. There's no food. Okay, so I embark on this goal with a group of people. And not halfway through, but a third of the way through on wanting to totally, completely restore this village, build 60 homes, bring in 2 water supplies, build a sugar plant so we provide 200 jobs, like transform these 2,000 people's lives, right? And it was going to take $500,000 to do all of it. So the goal was to hit $250,000 by June. And that was between 4 people, 4 very influential people that we're supposed to join forces and make it happen. Okay, well, like 3 months into it, one of them pulls out. And then the others are out. And not to mention that they weren't pulling their weight. Like it wasn't happening, right? So then I'm faced with this decision. Okay, great. Here's the timeline. We made this commitment to this person. So the people we were working the project with, they said, you know what, Dani, you've already raised $75,000. You've done a great job. That's enough. We're good. You did your part. You know, if you want to continue, it's totally up to you, but we're going to have to change some things around. We have to reset deadlines. And all I could picture was my relationship with the organization that actually goes in and builds the home. What I pictured was facing that pastor and saying, sorry, we can't do it. Sorry. I know we told you we were gonna. I know we said we would do everything we could to build those 60 homes in that sugar plant. But the other people that were involved, they pulled out. So, and everything's changed, and I'm just this one small person, and I don't have the influence that some of the other people have, and I just can't. I'm sorry. I just pictured myself having that conversation with that man. I pictured myself having that conversation with Fida and her 9 children. These people are like rejoicing that help has come. And because we hit opposition, we have one of 2 things we can do: quit or push through. Sit back and say, the circumstances are what they are. It's impossible now. There's no way to make it happen. We've ran out of time. It's not going to work. Literally, that's what we could do. But see, anytime you set a worthwhile goal, there better be opposition to that goal. Otherwise, it proves that the goal is not worthwhile. So we decided to keep going. And I told the people that were communicating with the village, I say, you tell them, all right, we might have to adjust our timeline. All right, the goal between this whole group of us was $250,000 by the end of June. I'm one person. I'm going to continue. I believe we could do $250,000 by October. Are we good with that? And I'll do everything I can to raise another $250,000 after that. But we might need to adjust our timelines. And they said, we are just so happy. Yes, let's readjust the timelines. Alethea, if you go to kingsransom.org right now and you click on Conway, Haiti, I'm looking at the screen. Right this very minute is June 6th. We're at $197,080. Opposition is there to test you. How bad do you want it? So here, we decided we can't say no to this village. We're going to push forward anyway. And so what? We have to adjust the timeline. It's okay to adjust the timeline. But look, when you make up your mind that you must achieve this thing, and when opposition comes because it's supposed to come, then you say, I'm still doing this. I don't care how long it takes. I don't care what it takes. I am still going to press ahead and accomplish this thing. And look what happens. When you take the pressure off of, okay, I don't know if I could do it by that deadline, but I am pretty confident I could do it by this deadline. We gave ourselves 5 extra months, and we are $52,900 away from achieving the first goal that a whole huge team of people were supposed to do. And here, our small little platform, we've been able to do more in that time. So I don't know, who knows? Maybe we'll do the $500,000 by the end of the year. I don't know. All I know is opposition is supposed to be there. So you make the decision, honey. You choose to push ahead, push through, and continue to go for it because it's going to happen. It will happen. So if you have to adjust the timeline, adjust the timeline. Who cares? But the bottom line is you are going to succeed at that goal, young lady, and don't you dare quit. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue more of the Dani Johnson Show right after this.
Hi, I'm Eharmony.com founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. When we started Eharmony.com in the year 2000, we never dreamed that by the year 2013 we'd have over 565,000 marriages. A high percentage of these marriages have involved two persons deeply dedicated to the Christian values we commonly espouse. Marriages that have proven to be unbelievably enduring and satisfying. Now, maybe you've never considered eHarmony. Some of you have tried us and didn't find what you were looking for. Whatever your story, I want you to know how deeply committed I am to the importance of maintaining a strong allegiance to everything Christian marriage stands for. If you've been away for a while, we want to welcome you back. We promise to do everything in our power to help you succeed. Come to eHarmony.com and get started today for free.
Hello there, working moms and dads. Does your life feel like a 10-car pileup on the highway going nowhere? Do you crawl through each day hoping for an escape or at least the fast lane? I've been where you are. My name is Dani Johnson, and years ago I worked crazy long hours, never saw my kids, and hated my life. Today I'm a multi-millionaire, best-selling author, businesswoman with several companies, homeschooling mom, and I only work 20 hours a week. Want to know the very strategies that I use daily to be able to accomplish this? Call now. I'll email you a free ebook of our bestseller, First Steps to Wealth. Call 844-200-DANI. That's D-A-N-I. That's 844-200-3264. 844-200-DANI. Or visit firststepstowealth.com. That's firststepstowealth.com.
4 radio talk show hosts in a village called Cadwa. Here's Dani's story.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. We're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. When we came in, she said she wasn't smiling because she hadn't eaten yet. A mother gives her children whatever food that she has, and she's usually the last to eat. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. But if you uphold the cause of these people, you're not asking for nice clothes. They're not asking for video games, new socks and underwear. It'd be great if they actually have a pair. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Dial 855-916-4673 or go to kingsransom.org. That's 855-916-4673.
Prior to coming to Dani and First Steps to Success, I was totally stressed, depressed. I'm a single mom of 3, and I actually didn't even have food in my fridge when I came here last May.
Oftentimes we can be living a life where things are stopping us, but we don't know what it is.
14 months ago, my wife and I showed up right here, $62,000 in credit card debt, depressed, discouraged. We had no idea how we're going to tackle this and overcome it. My wife and I were struggling in our relationship. She was battling thoughts of suicide. I was thinking about bankruptcy.
First Steps to Success really shows people from the ground level what's stopping them from succeeding.
And in 14 months, we have completely paid off our debt. Last Monday, we are completely 100% debt-free.
We actually show people step by step by step how to change and what needs to be changed and how to go about getting quick results and improving every single area of their life.
And my whole life has absolutely changed. I have increased my income basically from zero to, in 12 months, $247,000.
People make more money, they grow in their careers, they improve their relationships at home, they become more noticed and more powerful in their own communities. They become more valuable at work. They develop powerful businesses after being in a rut or not knowing how at all. They just grow in every single area of their life, and they have more fun and less stress. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, and I'm inviting you to join me and our amazing clients at First Steps to Success. Just call 844-200-DANI, 844-200-DANI, or visit firststepstosuccess.com for more information. 844-200-DANI.
Why don't you groom your kids for success?
What's the option?
Letting your daughter hang out with ne'er-do-wells and eventually bringing you a grandchild with a pierced navel?
Don't get a grandbaby with a pierced navel.
Listen to Dani Johnson.
It'll turn things around.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
One of my goals this year was to have more fun. Yeah. Why? I don't naturally do that. That's just, it literally has to be a thing on my to-do list because it just is not a natural thing. And we know that fun and laughter is good medicine to the soul. And so one of the things that I did this week to have some fun is I took my Aunt Marie and our daughter Erica to go see this hilarious movie, Mom's Night Out. If you haven't seen that movie yet, you gotta go see it. I'm sure it's almost coming out of the theaters. Go watch this movie. It will make you laugh so hard. And by the way, it's not a chick flick. This is a movie that is great for the entire family. And if you have kids, whoo, you'll see your life right there on the screen and you will laugh so, so hard. And if you don't have kids, it's okay. You want to go see this because it is absolutely hilarious. And so it's important to have fun. It literally is so hugely important. Fun brings joy. It brings laughter. And the best success book ever written talks about joy a lot, talks about laughter a lot. It's important. We were made to be able to celebrate. In fact, if you were with me this week, you know that this is a Jewish holiday that was yesterday and the day before, and it's Shavuot, and that is a time of celebration, celebrating that we received the Ten Commandments, which is the Torah, actually, when Moses received the Ten Commandments for the Torah, and a number of other things. But I love that certain cultures around the world purposely celebrate several times a year. And it's important. Why? Man, there's nothing like a relief when you're having a good time. There just isn't. You get relaxed, you feel better, you feel hopeful. Endorphins are being released inside of your mind, and your emotions are better. Everything is better when you add some fun to your life. And so when I looked at my life, it's like, man, I literally have to schedule appointments to have fun in my life because it's not something that comes natural to me. I'm one of those, kind of scheduled routine type of people that lives my life on a calendar. And yeah, fun just is not something I think, I need to go have some fun. There's certain personalities that they do that naturally, but I'm not one of them. So if you are identifying with what I'm saying, that you need to have more fun, I think largely Americans need to have more fun. Definitely Europeans need to have more fun. There's certain cultures where I go to like, dang, man, they are stiff. They are boring. Get a life. And I don't want to be like that, So fun is something that I think you need to add to your list of goals, as well as setting appointments throughout the week to make sure that you're having fun, making sure that you're laughing. And sometimes a really funny movie like Mom's Night Out is a great way to go have a good time. All right? So we're talking about your goals. We're talking about pulling them out from January, looking at them. The last segment was about opposition. Opposition is supposed to be there. It is to test you. It is to strengthen your resolve, to push through, to get to the other side so that you can achieve those goals. You are not supposed to quit when you hit opposition. You're supposed to push ahead. So in hour 2, we're going to take some more of your calls, analyzing some of those goals, helping you find a path through the obstacles maybe that have come against you, and also looking at, man, are my goals realistic or are they not realistic? Am I trying to do too many things, or have I just given up on not doing anything? 844-439-1391 is my number. Again, 844-439-1391. We've got on line 6 Christina from Rochester, New York. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, Dani.
Hi, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm a 20-year-old, and I'm also a college student. I also have my own business, and I'm going for, like, a special qualification that ends in about 6 months, and I honestly have no idea how I'm going to do it. People will probably think I'm crazy, but in my heart, I feel like I can because of the process. Excuse me. The reason why I'm doing it is because for my mom, financially, we're not the best off, and she's kind of my why of why I'm doing it. I'm sorry for crying.
It's okay, love.
So I honestly have no idea how I'm going to do it, but my mind is always all these bad thoughts are telling me, no, you can't do it. But honestly, in my heart, I know I can do it. Yeah. It's just that I just have to do it, and I guess it's a bit more of fear about my goals, so...
Yeah. Okay, well, let's talk about this in a second, okay? Because it sounds like you're involved in a lot of things. So it sounds like you have a business. You also are going to college. And let me ask you this. Is in college what you are working towards for this certification that you're trying to get?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's two things that you're involved in.
Yeah, I'm in summer break now, so right now I'm not in school.
Okay, awesome. And so you're going for your certification so that you can increase your income so that you can also help take care of your mom.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let me tell you something. When you know that you know that you know that you know inside of your heart that you are supposed to do something, there is nothing that can stop you. There is nothing that can stop you. And having said that, there will be things that will try to stop you, but there is nothing that can stop you. Do you hear me? Absolutely nothing. When finally a goal has hit from your head to your heart, and you're like, this is it. When you hit that this is it spot, which I know I can hear it in your voice, that you have hit that this is it, I'm doing this come hell or high water. I'm making this happen. Okay? That is you're a done stinking deal, baby. This is so done, it's not even funny. So when the thoughts of doubt or when the people come, okay, because again, there's always opposition for a mission. Always there is opposition. And if you don't have opposition, the goal is not big enough. The goal is not worthy enough. We know the goal is worthy because the doubts are coming. So that's when you're saying, you can say whatever you like. Come hell or high water, I'm making this thing happen. I'm doing this. So here's the facts. Okay, listen. When I was your age, I had started in business, okay? I was 19, actually, when I started in my first business. And I had everybody around me. Oh, it's never going to work. What are you thinking? You don't come from a family of business owners. You don't have a college degree. You dropped out of high school. You haven't even read a book yet. You're stupid. You're never going to succeed. Who do you think you are thinking to start a business? Yep. So not only did people physically say that, and then, of course, my mind decided to join in on all of that conversation, right? Like, oh, maybe I can't do it. Oh, maybe it's not going to work. But I'm telling you, I am so happy that I tapped into a group of people that were really set apart, that were going after business, that were going after making money. And I tapped into these seminars every single month, and I hung out with people that were building it. And I'm telling you, that strengthened my resolve. And look at where I'm at today. So my naysayers, my negative Nellies, okay, my doubting Dougs that were in my life, man, I am so happy I tapped into an environment where I was encouraged, like you listening to the show right now, where I was encouraged to keep on keeping on. Girlfriend, look where I sit today. You can do it, baby, and you will do it. And all the naysaying, they're going to eat their words. Ugh. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more of the Dani Johnson Show right after this.
Four radio talk show hosts in a village called Kadwa. Here's Dani's story.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. We're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. When we came in, she said she wasn't smiling because she hadn't eaten yet. A mother gives her children whatever food that she has, and she's usually the last to eat. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. But if you uphold the cause of these people, you're not asking for nice clothes. You're not asking for video games, new socks and underwear. It'd be great if they actually have a pair. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
We indeed can't do it alone, and we do need your help. Kevin McCullough, that was Dani Johnson. 4 radio talk show hosts went to Haiti. 4 hosts came back with their lives changed, loving these people that are in such need in Kadwa. 855-916-4673. Your gift making a difference right now. $100 providing clean drinking water for one of the children for the rest of their life. 855-916-463 or kingsransom.org. Here's Steve Dace.
Hi, Steve Dace here, and we are actually in a mountainous region of Haiti in a village called Katwa. And we're here with Jean-Noel and his family. They are essentially homeless, and the home that you see behind you is a dwelling that some folks here in the village have kindly allowed them to stay in temporarily so they'd have a safe place for their children. But you can see that this is not a long-term investment in terms of a place to raise a family. In fact, this is a region that needs up to 60 homes for all of the displaced families here in this community. It's a countryside here where there's a pastor that God chose to save 30 years ago, and through that they're reinvesting in their community. They're building schools, lives are being changed, but they also need commerce, something where they can also rise above poverty and give themselves a chance to pass on to the future generation more hope than they currently have had up until this point. And that's really where you come in. Right now, this is not an attempt to guilt you. Instead, this is really an attempt to inspire you. You know, in this part of the country, you'll find homes where they think it's a huge blessing if there's a separate dwelling where they can cook their food, so they don't have to worry about burning their house down or having smoke damage. Think about that as we go to department stores and appliance stores and look at all the various stoves and all the various appliances that we want to choose from. And I think that should inspire you how much God has really blessed all of us and all of you watching this video more than any of us deserve. So this is not an attempt to guilt you, but an attempt to inspire you to pay forward that which God has given to you. And to try to, just a little token, which might seem a token to you, but might be life-changing to the people in a community like this.
Not just life-changing, life-sustaining. Here's the goal. This town of a few hundred people in Kadwa, Haiti, that Dani Johnson, Steve Dace, Kevin McCullough, and Stephen Baldwin have grown so passionate about. This particular town suffers from 3 different major needs. One, they don't have safe housing. The houses and homes that they live in are completely dilapidated shelters. The people that sleep in them sleep in danger of them falling over, and one more earthquake coming to that island could wipe out the entire village. So they need 60 well-made homes. And here's the great thing about that. Our friends at Food for the Poor can build an entire house for one family for only $6,400. Friends, that's a few months' worth of mortgage payments for most American families, but in this situation, it provides a complete home. If you and 64 friends just gave $100 each, a new home could be supplied. And right now, there is a dollar-for-dollar match for 2 complete homes. Will you go to the website, kingsransom.org, and be as generous as you can? There are some that could write a complete check for $6,400 right now and take care of one of the 60 homes that are necessary. The next phase of what they need is clean drinking water. I went and saw with my own eyes where they pull their water from. It was a disgusting, muddied, darkened place of filth. And the child that took it out, took it back to his house, began to try to boil it to try to get the disease and infectious things from it. Friends, $100, just like we did last year, will give that child clean drinking water for the rest of his life. But we need you to go to the phone and dial 855-916-4673. Lastly, sustainability is what the people of Kadwa need. They can grow sugarcane and have done very good at growing it, but they are so isolated and so out of reach from any of the major marketplaces in their particular situation. They have no way of getting it to a mill to be refined. We can supply a complete sugar mill to help them refine that sugar and to provide jobs and sustainability in that village. Friends, some of the work that's already been donated to has already begun, but we are short on time. We have less than 6 months to get this accomplished, and we need your help right now. kingsransom.org, kingsransom.org, or you can dial directly at 855-916-4673, kingsransom.org. 2 homes being matched right now for $6,400 each. That means if we get 2 homes built, Another donor supplying 2 more homes. Please go right now, kingsransom.org or 855-916-4673.
Dani Johnson.
98% of the population will end up dead or dead broke by the age of 65.
Dani Johnson.
The question I have for you, is that how you want to be? Is that the life that you want? Well, if you look at what everybody else is doing and you live the way they are, then that's what you're going to have. Why live under the burden of death? I say, look at what everybody else is doing and do the opposite.
Dani Johnson.
Welcome to Hour 2 of the Dani Johnson Show. Glad you've chosen to spend some time with us. Today's an important day to reevaluate what's been going on for the last 6 months and how do you plan on ending this year. Yeah, we're looking at those New Year's resolutions in the summertime. Yeah, why? Because it's so important to go back and to see where you're at. Are you on track? Are you off track? And if you're off track, it's okay. Readjust. Don't quit. That's what's super important to do. And I don't know what kind of goals you set, but I would love to hear what some of them are or were. And then if you want some help kind of readjusting the timeline or seeing, Dani, am I being unrealistic? Or how can I accomplish this? Or something I want to do, but how do I actually accomplish this? Because it really is a great formula that I discovered about 18 years ago in a system called Time Secrets. Very powerful system that shows you how to design your life and all the way from pulling out those desires, those dreams, those things that, well, for example, I always wanted to surf. I had that kind of in the back of my head. I always wanted to surf. Yet, I never had. I even lived in Hawaii, and I didn't surf while I was in Hawaii. And why? I had a fear. I have fear of sharks. Isn't that silly? So I allowed the fear of sharks to keep me from actually trying to get myself on a surfboard and ride a wave. So here it is, years later, and this goal was nagging at me, okay? It's one of those hidden little stupid things, right? It's not so much about purpose in life or something like that, but here's something that goals actually do. They actually require us to have some self-discipline. They require us to have a little bit of self-control and plan. That's what it requires us to do in order to achieve a goal. We have to focus, we have to cut out distractors, and we have to get our mind mentally equipped to be able to succeed at something. And so something as simple as surfing, that was just something just tucked down inside of my heart. Oh man, that would just be so much fun. I've always wanted to do that. So now here it is. Man, I think it had been a goal of mine for, I don't know, somewhere around 10 or 15 years. I still had not done it. And I had been to the beach how many times? How many times that I'd spend, months in Hawaii and never got on a surfboard? So finally I'd set a goal. And this was some years back. In fact, it was 10 years ago. And I remember setting it in January of 2004 that this year I'm going to surf. Period. End of story. I'm going to do this. Just so happens now it's December of 2004. And guess what I had not done yet? I had not surfed yet. So sure enough, we happened to be in Hawaii. We were doing a First Steps to Success, our business, finance, and relationship training seminar. And the ocean is staring at me. Just so happens the hotel we're at is having surf lessons, and it just hits me. I've done this again. I have put this goal off for so many years, and then I pictured myself. Watch it be. I'll be 75 years old, totally shriveled up and hanging skin with all kinds of just crazy wrinkles everywhere. I'll be fragile and frail at 75 going, why didn't I surf when I was young? And I just pictured myself, I probably would go out and get on that surfboard just to check this stupid thing off my list. So I literally had this little conversation with myself. All right, Dani, here's the deal. Either you step up and you get this done now in your 30s, or you're going to be 75 trying to get up on a surfboard. So I go down to the beach, and I tell the guy, I need a surf lesson now. And he's like, we can start tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I'm like, oh, why can't we do it now? He goes, there's no waves. It's the afternoon. It's not going to work. Fine. So anyway, the next morning, I get up, and I'm serious. Like all of this fear that's coming over me. Like, oh gosh, what if I get eaten by a shark today? What if I lose my arm? What if I lose my leg? Oh, I'm so scared, right? All of these fears going through my head trying to talk me out of doing this. So I choose not to listen to the fears that are talking to me in my head, and I just bolt straight to the little cabana where the Hawaiian guy is standing there. And I said, we need to go now, otherwise I'm going to not do this at all. He's like, all right. He grabs a board. He does some things on this end. I said, can we move this ahead? He goes, sure, let's get in the water. And I told him the story. So the first time I got up on the board, of course it was tandem. He's on the board with me, and it's this long, long board. And I told him, I said, the reason why I had to press for us to get out here, as I said, I pictured myself at 75 years old doing this with someone like you. And he goes, that's so funny, Dani. He goes, just yesterday, I had a 75-year-old woman out here on the surfboard teaching her how to surf. And she said the same thing. She always wanted to do it, but had never done it. And she finally just said, forget it, I got to get this done. So I'm glad I was in my 30s instead of in my 70s getting up on that surfboard. And by the way, I didn't get bit by a shark. So anyway, the point is that I'm trying to tell you is that goals actually pull better character out of you. They can, of course, if you don't sacrifice your family to achieve your goals. That's stupidity. However, goals require you to push through fears. And so right when you set a goal, within a month or so, here comes all the chatter that comes to our heads. You just let that chatter go right through your head and you take action. And as you take action, you will start to get results. So I'd love to help you achieve your goals. We've got, 45 minutes left in this show. And if you have something inside of you that you really want to do, I would love to hear what that is. And right here live on the Dani Johnson Show, let's map out a plan on how you can do it. I'll just ask you some very strategic questions that'll cause you to create a plan, and you'll be able to achieve those things. It's a simple little formula. 844-439-1391. Or if you have achieved a goal that you had set that you wanted to do in January and you've already achieved it, call me. Let's celebrate it together. Let's celebrate it together. And then let's look at how did you actually do it? Because there's somebody listening right now that has given up. And they will be inspired when they hear you actually did something. You achieved something. So 844-439-1391. Again, that's 844-439-1391. On line 2, I've got Eric from New York. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Hello, Eric. Are you there? There we are.
Let me first off say, once again, over the last 72 hours, listen to the recast of that show on Tuesday. Wow. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I am going to tell you, roughly about 9 a.m. Eastern, I just bear with me here if I end up crying. I recommitted my life to Jesus Christ. It was very hard for me to do, Dani.
I understand.
Very hard. Because for years I was so chained in that bondage with Hell's Angels and all of the demonic forces that had controlled me when I made the money before when we talked on Tuesday. I also wanted to tell you, Dani, I don't want anybody to get mad, but I did create a bonfire, and about 11 a.m. I threw my Hell's Angels vest in the fire, man, and I told Jesus, deliver me. I said, deliver me from the chains, man. I said, deliver me. All I gotta say, Dani, is when I re-listened to the webcast between Tuesday and Wednesday's show, I said, man, I know it too well, and I got too many friends, like you said on Wednesday's show, about I don't have the money because I'm too busy blowing it on Starbucks, Red Bull, and dinner at night when I do the rat race.
Yes.
And I just also wanted to tell you that now things are getting better. I did go to an AA meeting earlier today. Things are getting better. I'm still weaning off the alcohol. It's not something that's going to be done overnight because, you know, a doctor told me, like I told you, it's not something that can be, you know, cold turkey, because if I go with cold turkey, I'm going to have a heart attack. As, you know, we were saying, I'm at such a level.
Right.
I am going to tell you this too, Dani. On the business side of it, on your show that you're talking about, matter of fact, I was talking about putting a recycling center together, because up here, you know, when people turn in their cans, they get a nickel a piece. As a distributor, you get 8.5 cents a piece. I looked at the math and I said, if I had a financial backer, I said, this is beautiful. You know, after cost overhead and paying my backers back, I'd be making, you know, $10,000 to $12,000 a month cash revenue, Dani. I said, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, what hit me hard on Tuesday when you said, I know how to make six figures. I'm just so broken. I'm just so broken and destroyed like Job right now. You know, like Job in the Bible when he got stripped of everything.
Yes.
But he didn't give up his faith.
No.
I'm sorry for breaking you down, Dani, but I'm just, man, all the prayers from all my friends, plus one of my ex-pastors, it was him that found me this morning. Yes. It was him that found me, that pulled me out of the den of hell.
Yes.
He said, it's time to come home, Eric.
Amen. Amen.
He said, it's time to come home.
Yes.
You're done playing this game. You're no longer a kid.
That's right.
He said, it is time.
Yes. Yes. Eric, I am beyond proud of you. Thank you so much for calling in and telling me what you've done.
Like I said, I do apologize for getting a little...
No, don't apologize.
The
Don't.
last 2 days, but, you know, Dani, when I was sitting there Wednesday in the hospital when I flatlined, I thought for sure that was it.
Yep.
I thought that was it, and I did not see Christ. I thought I was done.
Yep. And that's a scary place to be, and I am so proud of you.
Dani, I could see eternal damnation coming.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, I seen eternal damnation.
Yes.
And it was not pretty.
No, it is not pretty at all. Oh my gosh, Eric, I am so proud of you. You have blessed me. You've blessed anyone else that is listening. You took action, and I'm so proud of you that you re-listened to the show again and heard the words as well as the prayers that went out for you and others that day. I am continuously praying blessing over your life, my brother, and Jesus is the only one that can save you from eternal damnation as well as give you a life that is worth living. And I believe in you, Eric. I believe in you. I believe in you. Thank you for going to AA meeting. Thank you for getting in touch with a pastor. Thank you for following directions. And stick with us. I promise you, your whole life is about to change. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Sometimes a mom just needs a break.
Oh, you having a rough morning?
Tell me it's all gonna be okay.
It's all going to be okay. Just give it 5 years.
Years?
7 or 5.
And a night out.
Ladies, tonight is our night, and we look good.
What could possibly go wrong?
I cannot find your reservation.
Allie, it's me. Just wanted to let you know that everything's going great here. We're all good. We're going to take a little trip to the hospital.
Mom's Night Out, a comedy about real life for the whole family.
Where are my kids? Okay. What if they're in jail?
I don't think they can book a baby.
Dave Ramsey says grab your friends and go see Mom's Night Out, a family comedy you are going to love. Starring Sarah Drew, Sean Astin, and Patricia Heaton, with Alex Kendrick and Trace Adkins. Mom's Night Out.
Hon, your job.
It's hard, I know.
Important. That's what I was going to say.
In theaters now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Go to momsnightoutmovie.com.
Hi, I'm Eharmony.com founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. When we started Eharmony.com in the year 2000, we never dreamed that by the year 2013 we'd have over 565,000 marriages. A high percentage of these marriages have involved two persons deeply dedicated to the Christian values we commonly espouse. Marriages that have proven to be unbelievably enduring and satisfying. Now, maybe you've never considered eHarmony. Some of you have tried us and didn't find what you were looking for. Whatever your story, I want you to know how deeply committed I am to the importance of maintaining a strong allegiance to everything Christian marriage stands for. If you've been away for a while, we want to welcome you back. We promise to do everything in our power to help you succeed. Come to eharmony.com and get started today for free.
4 radio talk show hosts in a village called Kadwa. Here's Dani's story.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. We're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. When we came in, she said she wasn't smiling because she hadn't eaten yet. A mother gives her children whatever food that she has, and she's usually the last to eat. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. But if you uphold the cause of these people, you're not asking for nice clothes. They're not asking for video games, new socks and underwear. It'd be great if they actually have a pair. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Dial 855-916-4673 or go to kingsransom.org. That's 855-916-4673.
Prior to coming to Dani and First Steps to Success, I was totally stressed, depressed. I'm a single mom of 3, and I actually didn't even have food in my fridge when I came here last May.
Oftentimes we can be living a life where things are stopping us, but we don't know what it is.
14 months ago, my wife and I showed up right here, $62,000 in credit card debt, depressed, discouraged. We had no idea how we're going to tackle this and overcome it. My wife and I were struggling in our relationship. She was battling thoughts of suicide. I was thinking about bankruptcy.
First Steps to Success really shows people from the ground level what's stopping them from succeeding.
And in 14 months, we have completely paid off our debt. Last Monday, we are completely 100% debt-free.
We actually show people step by step by step how to change and what needs to be changed and how to go about getting quick results and improving every single area of their life.
And my whole life has absolutely changed. I have increased my income basically from zero to, in 12 months, $247,000.
People make more money, they grow in their careers, they improve their relationships at home, they become more noticed and more powerful in their own communities. They become more valuable at work. They develop powerful businesses after being in a rut or not knowing how at all. They just grow in every single area of their life, and they have more fun and less stress. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, and I'm inviting you to join me and our amazing clients at First Steps to Success. Just call 844-200-DANI, 844-200-DANI, or visit firststepstosuccess.com for more information. 844-200-DANI.
So, politicians are all like, let me be clear, and I'll give you something you've never gotten anywhere else before.
How's that working for you?
You know what? She's tired of that mess. How about this?
You listen to her.
She brings you hope.
You make the change.
And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Wow, only on the Dani Johnson Show, man. I want to replay that last segment with Eric. Oh man, I'm a bit of a mess. Yeah. I don't know about you. I don't know what God you serve, but the one I serve is awesome. He's awesome. Absolutely awesome. And he's merciful, and he's gracious, he's compassionate, he's slow to anger, rich in mercy, abounding in love. He's faithful. Faithful, faithful, faithful. Even when we are not faithful, he is faithful. He's so patient with you and me. We don't deserve anything. I don't deserve anything. You know, this mindset out there and some of this teaching that just disgusts me. Saying, oh, you deserve to make more money. You deserve to do better. You're a child of the Most High God. You deserve this, you deserve that. Listen, let me tell you the truth. You don't deserve anything. You don't deserve squat. And I don't deserve anything. The only good things that are in my life and in yours is only because of His rich grace, mercy, and love. You and I deserve to die. You and I deserve to fail. We are filthy. And any of our so-called righteousness is nothing but filthy rags. Filthy, smelly, disgusting rags. But Dani, I work hard. And who blesses you? And you think you work hard? Why don't you try running the entire universe? Why don't you try that one for a day? Huh? You work hard? Give me a break. You think higher of yourself than you ought to. If you think you deserve more, I deserve more recognition, I'm not getting it. Gosh, wake up out of your putrid pride that is stinking all over you and you're the only one that can't see it. You don't deserve anything. The only goodness we've got is because we have a loving God who sent His Son, who gave up His life willingly on a cross to cover you and me of our filth and our sin and our wickedness and the evil that we do and that comes out of our hearts. We should all be gone. I believe we are as wicked during the days of Noah, where God's heart was so broken when He looked upon mankind in which He had created. Said, why are they living like this? Why are they doing that? I believe we're living in just like the days of Noah. Filth. And yet we've got it in our head. I deserve this and I deserve that. Don't you know that your next breath is nothing but a gift? Yeah. And your talent, where did it come from? Who gave it to you? Think about this. Where did your talent come from? Oh, did you create it all by yourself? Where did your physical body come from? Oh, did you make that all by yourself? Let me just ask you this. What about the food that comes up from the ground? Oh, did you make that grow? Oh, hold on 1 second. Did you also make the clouds produce the rain that waters the earth? That when you turn on your faucet in your home to drink your water, did you create that water? No. Everything you have is a gift that's been given by somebody else. The creator of the heavens and the earth. He did that for you. Listen, when Eric said, Dani, it was so hard for me to rededicate my life to the Lord. He had given his life over to Satan before. And here, when he was on, he called in and he was confessing his alcoholism, his diabetes. He was confessing his loneliness and his failures and suicidal thoughts. And I gave him some instructions of what to do. He followed those instructions and he said, it was so hard for me to give my life to Christ. But I did it, Dani. I know how hard that is. I had gotten hurt by Christians. I was judged wrongly by Christians. I was slandered by Christians. I understand. And I was terrified when it came time for me to rededicate my life to my first love. I thought it meant rededicating my life to those people that hurt me, and that's not what it means. He is the one to follow, not man. Just Him is worthy of your adoration, your praise, your dedication, your devotion. He is worthy, and He will direct you to success. He will direct you to peace. Do not give up on Him. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue after this. Working moms and dads, does your life feel like a 10-car pileup on the highway going nowhere? Do you crawl through each day hoping for an escape or at least the fast lane? I've been where you are. My name is Dani Johnson, and years ago I worked crazy long hours, never saw my kids, and hated my life. Today I'm a multi-millionaire, best-selling author, businesswoman with several companies, homeschooling mom, and I only work 20 hours a week. Want to know the very strategies that I use daily to be able to accomplish this? Call now. I'll email you a free ebook of our bestseller, First Steps to Wealth. Call 844-200-DANI. That's D-A-N-I. That's 844-200-3264. 844-200-DANI. Or visit firststepstowealth.com. That's firststepstowealth.com.
Prior to coming to Dani and First Steps to Success, I was totally stressed, depressed. I'm a single mom of 3, and I actually didn't even have food in my fridge when I came here last May.
Oftentimes we can be living a life where things are stopping us, but we don't know what it is.
14 months ago, my wife and I showed up right here, $62,000 in credit card debt, depressed, discouraged. We had no idea how we're going to tackle this and overcome it. My wife and I were struggling in our relationship. She was battling thoughts of suicide. I was thinking about bankruptcy.
First Steps to Success really shows people from the ground level what's stopping them from succeeding.
And in 14 months, we have completely paid off our debt. Last Monday, we are completely 100% debt-free.
We actually show people step by step by step how to change and what needs to be changed and how to go about getting quick results and improving every single area of their life.
And my whole life has absolutely changed. I have increased my income basically from zero to, in 12 months, $247,000.
People make more money, they grow in their careers, they improve their relationships at home, they become more noticed and more powerful in their own communities. They become more valuable at work. They develop powerful businesses after being in a rut or not knowing how at all. They just grow in every single area of their life, and they have more fun and less stress. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, and I'm inviting you to join me and our amazing clients at First Steps to Success. Just call 844-200-DANI, 844-200-DANI, or visit firststepstosuccess.com for more information. 844-200-DANI.
Sometimes a mom just needs a break.
Oh, you having a rough morning?
Tell me it's all gonna be okay.
It's all gonna be okay. Just give it 5 years.
Years?
7 or 5.
And a night out.
Ladies, tonight is our night, and we look good.
What could possibly go wrong?
I cannot find your reservation.
Allie, it's me. Just wanted to let you know that everything's going great here. We're all good. We're going to take a little trip to the hospital.
Mom's Night Out, a comedy about real life for the whole family.
Where are my kids? Okay. What if they're in jail?
I don't think they can book a baby.
Dave Ramsey says grab your friends and go see Mom's Night Out, a family comedy you are going to love. Starring Sarah Drew, Sean Astin, and Patricia Heaton, with Alex Kendrick and Trace Adkins. Mom's Night Out.
Hon, your job.
It's hard, I know.
Important. That's what I was going to say.
In theaters now. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Go to momsnightoutmovie.com.
4 radio talk show hosts in a village called Kadwa. Here's Dani's story.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. We're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. When we came in, she said she wasn't smiling because she hadn't eaten yet. A mother gives her children whatever food that she has, and she's usually the last to eat. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. But if you uphold the cause of these people, you're not asking for nice clothes. You're not asking for video games, new socks and underwear. It'd be great if they actually have a pair. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Dial 855-916-4673 or go to kingsransom.org. That's 855-916-4673.
No matter where she goes on this planet, she finds people of all stripes. Emeralds, rubies, sapphires, pearls. She's made it a point to teach success better than anyone else in America. So welcome to the international headquarters of your new future. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
Love this quote from Michael Phelps. You might want to write this one down because it's so good. It says, I think goals should never be easy. They should force you to work, even if they are uncomfortable at the time. That's so true. Because if it's easy, it's really not a goal, is it? No. So, what's important that I have found with setting goals and a formula for being able to succeed at them is, first of all, having some very small ones that now exercise self-discipline, self-control, and focus. And as you then build upon those smaller goals that then lead to a big one. So you have a big goal, and then you break it down into smaller action points and put it on a task list, and even to put it as an appointment in your calendar to go and do this task that then leads to the next, and pretty soon you achieve the whole goal. So one of the things that is important outside of that is to celebrate every single one of those little accomplishments. It's so hugely important. Many people end up not celebrating, and therefore then achieving goals becomes hard, it becomes not worth it, it becomes a burden, and then you give up on having any goals. And if you give up on having goals, that means you have no vision, you have no plan of action, nothing is dynamic unless it is specific. So therefore your life just kind of turns into the average mediocre life that everybody else is living, and you and I both know that is not what you're called to do. So if you have accomplished some of the things that are on your New Year's resolution list, a goal that you had set for this year, I want you to call me. Let's celebrate it. Let's talk about the good things that you have done that you feel like, man, I already achieved this. I'm stoked and I'm ready to attack the next thing. 844-439-1391 is my phone number. If you have the courage to call and to share what it is that you've done so far this year that you feel really good about, 844-439-1391. Line 6, I've got Carrie from Salt Lake City, Utah. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Hey, Dani.
Hi.
Every time we sit through the goal planning session at Creating a Dynasty, pretty much all of my goals run along the same theme. I love to travel. I love to see the world. I love experiencing nature and different people and how they live their lives. Yeah. And too often does my list just get bigger. It just gets bigger and bigger because I see more things I want to do, but I'm not crossing them off.
Right.
And earlier this year, I'm like, okay, that's it's time. Like, just get some stuff done. That's the only way these things are going to happen, is just get them done. And I come from a long line of adventurers who, for some reason in their lives, just kind of stopped traveling and stopped going and doing these things. They all ended up dying of diseases that actually robbed them of their physical vision and their feet and some of these other things. And it's like, I can't be the fourth generation of my family to die like that. Yep. Who keeps putting off the stuff that they say they're going to do and the things that they did. Yep. And you can just never get it done. So one of my goals at the beginning of this year was to visit all 50 states. I've been to 42 already.
No way!
And it was just time to get it done. So I flew out to Atlanta for Creating a Dynasty, and then rented a car and took a train, a couple of different trains, up the coast, up the East Coast. And then along the way, ended up getting a whole bunch of little goals done, too. Stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, walked across the Brooklyn Bridge, ate a real Philly cheesesteak in Philadelphia in my quest to get myself around the world. But and really those things were so small in comparison. It took less than a couple of $100. It took a week of time. And there's like 20 things off my list that are done.
I love it. Carrie, I'm so stinking proud of you. This is rad. Now, isn't it crazy? This is the thing I love about what you said, is that when you look around at your family who all wanted to travel around the world, they wanted to do things with their life, and yet they died without doing them. You're now the fourth generation. How old are you?
I'm 31.
You're 31 years old, okay? And you're like, wait a second. The list of things I want to do has grown, but I still haven't checked the first set of lists that I set years ago. It's time to do something now. Isn't it crazy that when you make up your mind and you say, I'm doing it now, and it works? I mean, it just simply works. Now tell me, how did it feel doing that trip, getting on a train, right? Renting a car, driving through these different states and having these little goals? How did it feel to accomplish those little things?
It feels amazing. And then you start looking at what was holding you back.
Yep.
You know, it's like, what was I afraid of to do this initially? Or why did I not go do this?
Why didn't I do this 10 years ago?
Easily. You just asked for the time off. The money was easy. Just don't spend it on stupid crap. Like... And just getting it done. I mean, there's nothing like that. And then you post things from Facebook, you know, hey, I'm walking across the Brooklyn Bridge right now. And it's funny how many people, hundreds of people, would contact me and say, this is amazing. And it's things like in people's own backyards that their vision is just so small that they can't even do that.
Yep. So let's talk about that. What stopped you from doing this 10 years ago?
I used to say that it was my job, and I work in a really high stress industry. It can be really intense, and you know, it was you work hard. That's what you do. You get things done. But then my coworker, my dear friend and coworker, committed suicide.
Ooh.
And then my father, who also worked very, very hard, died suddenly of a heart attack in his 50s. And it came to a point where it was like, oh, maybe that's not the best way to do this. I can't keep saying I'm going to do things later. I can't keep using my job as an excuse or the industry as an excuse. Clearly I didn't have good boundaries there to get anything done.
Yep. Wow. So you totally unplugged from work for that week, and we're just talking about that one segment. You did the whole East Coast, and you said that you've now done 42 states so far this year. So you're going to hit all. That means you're going to Hawaii, honey.
It is Thanksgiving. And then I have a friend who just moved to Alaska and just invited me up, so I'll do that at the end of August.
Wait a minute. You need to think about the best time to do Alaska because you want to see the Northern Lights. Don't go all the way up to Alaska and not see the profound Northern Lights. So Google and find out when's the best time of year to see them. Make sure August is that time. You don't want to mess with that. That's like such a profound. That's next on my list. When I was in Iceland, we were there 2 weeks before the Northern Lights were going to be showing. I'm like, oh, and I would be up all night looking like the sun's still up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's up at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's up at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's midnight. The sun is still showing. So anyway. But there is a time to see the Northern Lights, and you got to see that because what a profound thing. Oh, my gosh. I love this because you did exactly what I teach. You did exactly what I believe in, and it's the simple little – what you did is you turned this goal of, okay, I want to visit all 50 states into tasks. Where do I start, right? Am I getting there by train, plane, right, car? Where am I going to stay? It seriously is just mapping the thing out. And again, it all comes together. You're getting the time off of work. The money is already sitting there to accomplish the goals. It really is. It's just because we don't have a goal, we spend the money at Starbucks. Because we don't have a goal that's worthy for wanting to do, we spend it on another shirt at JCPenney's. Because we don't have a vision and a plan and we're not taking action steps, we go and we buy tacos at lunch instead of packing a lunch. Right? I mean, this is what we do. And so I just love that you have done this. This is so exciting to me because this is now living. You're 31 years old. Okay? Your dad in his 50s, that's 20 years from now. 20 years from now, you could have been your father. Not worth it. Live your life by design, not by default. It's totally 100% worth it. Carrie, I'm proud of you. I am so proud of you. This just blesses my heart completely. Dang, what a story to do all 50 states. Then what, girlfriend? Where are you going to go in 2015? Come on, just start thinking about that. Oh gosh, there's so many places I want to tell you about. And it's so much fun. And by the way, you and I got the same goal. I love traveling. I love tasting the food. I love seeing the slant of the eyes, the color of the skin. I love feeling the culture, the history. I learned so much from the study of people as I travel all over the world. It's nothing like traveling. Stop dreaming about traveling. Book a flight, book a train, book a boat. Get on with it already. You seriously can do it. You just heard a lady that is doing it. This is Dani Johnson. We'll continue with more right after this.
Hi, I'm Eharmony.com founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. When we started Eharmony.com in the year 2000, we never dreamed that by the year 2013, we'd have over 565,000 marriages. A high percentage of these marriages have involved two persons deeply dedicated to the Christian values we commonly espouse. Marriages that have proven to be unbelievably enduring and satisfying. Now, maybe you've never considered eHarmony. Some of you have tried us and didn't find what you were looking for. Whatever your story, I want you to know how deeply committed I am to the importance of maintaining a strong allegiance to everything Christian marriage stands for. If you've been away for a while, we want to welcome you back. We promise to do everything in our power to help you succeed. Come to eHarmony.com and get started today for free.
Hello there, working moms and dads. Does your life feel like a 10-car pileup on the highway going nowhere? Do you crawl through each day hoping for an escape or at least the fast lane? I've been where you are. My name is Dani Johnson, and years ago I worked crazy long hours, never saw my kids, and hated my life. Today I'm a multi-millionaire, best-selling author, businesswoman with several companies, homeschooling mom, and I only work 20 hours a week. Want to know the very strategies that I use daily to be able to accomplish this? Call now. I'll email you a free ebook of our bestseller, First Steps to Wealth. Call 844-200-DANI. That's D-A-N-I. That's 844-200-3264. 844-200-DANI. Or visit firststepstowealth.com. That's firststepstowealth.com.
4 radio talk show hosts in a village called Kadwa. Here's Dani's story.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson, and I'm here with Vida in her tiny little home. This home is the size of many people's closets in the United States of America. We're sitting on a bed, just a piece of sheets or plastic that these beautiful babies sleep on. When we came in, she said she wasn't smiling because she hadn't eaten yet. A mother gives her children whatever food that she has, and she's usually the last to eat. They have nothing. This family has nothing. No water, no food, nothing. Won't you do something? The Bible says that if you ignore the cry of the poor, then you too will cry and be ignored. But if you uphold the cause of these people, you're not asking for nice clothes. You're not asking for video games, new socks and underwear. It'd be great if they actually have a pair. We want to build her a home. We want to bring water, clean, fresh water here. But we can't do it alone. We need you.
Dial 855-916-4673 or go to kingsransom.org. That's 855-916-4673.
Prior to coming to Dani and First Steps to Success, I was totally stressed, depressed. I'm a single mom of 3, and I actually didn't even have food in my fridge when I came here last May.
Oftentimes we can be living a life where things are stopping us, but we don't know what it is.
14 months ago, my wife and I showed up right here, $62,000 in credit card debt, depressed, discouraged. We had no idea how we're going to tackle this and overcome it. My wife and I were struggling in our relationship. She was battling thoughts of suicide. I was thinking about bankruptcy.
First Steps to Success really shows people from the ground level what's stopping them from succeeding.
And in 14 months, we have completely paid off our debt. Last Monday, we are completely 100% debt-free.
We actually show people step by step by step how to change and what needs to be changed and how to go about getting quick results and improving every single area of their life.
And my whole life has absolutely changed. I have increased my income basically from 0 to, in 12 months, $247,000.
People make more money, they grow in their careers, they improve their relationships at home, they become more noticed and more powerful in their own communities. They become more valuable at work. They develop powerful businesses after being in a rut or not knowing how at all. They just grow in every single area of their life, and they have more fun and less stress. This is millionaire author, radio and television show host Dani Johnson, and I'm inviting you to join me and our amazing clients at First Steps to Success. Just call 844-200-DANI, 844-200-DANI, or visit firststepstosuccess.com for more information. 844-200-DANI.
There's just so much that she's done to help people.
To help their children face the next generation with success.
To declare war on things that tear families apart.
And to look people straight in the eye and to tell them how much they mean to her.
There is no one else.
Like this lady right here. And now, back to the Dani Johnson Show.
What if you could actually live your life the way you wanted to? Come on, think about it. It's kind of fun to think about, isn't it? You know it is. You know it is. What if you were not held back by anything and you could actually do what you wanted to do? What would be the thing that you would want to do? Come on. You'd be amazed how we literally just throw up our own barriers in front of us and we find excuses not to live the way we want to live. But I learned through Time Secrets 18 and a half years ago how to live a completely different life. That I wasn't ruled by my business, I wasn't ruled by my family obligations, but that I could design my life in complete freedom. Amazing. I want to spend time with my husband and kids. Absolutely, I want to do that. Only thing I ever wanted to be was a mother. So I love spending time with them little offsprings. They're not so little anymore. But I used to use them as an excuse. I used to use my business as an excuse. I used to use money as an excuse as to why I couldn't do the things that I really wanted to do that were like so important to my heart. If only you knew that formula. It's so very powerful. Hunter Boom on line 1 from Los Angeles, California. Welcome to the show.
Dani Johnson, what's happening?
It's been a good show, man. Good show. What can I do for you?
Well, I was just checking in and sharing, let's see, at Dynasty a couple of weeks ago, you talked about taking our vision to lunch and sharing it with other people. And I also know that nothing is dynamic if it's not specific. So I wrote out my entire farm program, and it includes so many things, but basically I've shown that, as you said, continue to show it to other people. And I showed it to one of Mondo's ministers, a bishop from Jamaica, who said that's duplicatable and replicatable, and basically invited me to come to Jamaica and show it to a Kingdom Economic Development Conference. And, you know, I could go on with about another 2 hours worth of things, but, you know, you've changed my life so much and being around your community. And, you know, I could list 100 names of people that I spend time with, you know, email, text, Facebook, that are my community and my friends. And, you know, it's radically changed my life. And I will see you in San Antonio, of course. And, you know, Katie Hunt, Eric and Brittany, I mean, Richard, Jan, Gary, I mean, I could list 1,000 names. And I'm so grateful for being a part of your community and what it's done for me in my life and allowed me to dream bigger and bigger. So I can just leave it at that.
Yes. Hunter, you know what? First of all, it's not my community. It's our community. You're a part of that community. Number two, I'm so proud of you for following directions. Okay, so if you just joined us, Creating a Dynasty is our leadership advanced training seminar where we really focus on leadership concerning business, leadership concerning finances, and leadership concerning relationships, solving problems in all those areas and really equipping people with skill set. And oftentimes, people in leadership have no vision. Their vision is so very small, and then that's what they then sell to others that are around them. They actually hurt other people's vision because they don't have much of a vision. So we do this exercise at Dynasty about that. And the thing that I had, and this is the very first time I had this particular group do this, was now go sell your vision. Go tell people about the things that you want to do. And isn't it crazy that when you do that, when you begin to spread the message of what you're going to do, where you're going, and what you're looking for, a door open for you, you now have an invitation to go down to Jamaica to do the thing that's on your list of something that you want to be a part of and you want to do. So it's amazing that when you get the vision out of the head on paper and now you begin to talk about it, you give it life. When you give it life, it now becomes like an own person and now it has a life of its own, and now it begins to grow and develop into something that is going to be far beyond anything you ever could hope for, ask for, or even imagine. Hunter, thank you so much for being here, and I'm so happy that you have found a community here at DaniJohnson.com on our Facebook page. Thank you so much for being an encourager on that Facebook page as well. I know that you're impacting people's lives, and there is no other community like this community. No other. There's almost 250,000 of us who gather on Facebook, encouraging each other, sharing vision. We're paying off debts, building businesses, growing in jobs, cutting back our hours, working less, making more, making things happen. You just heard traveling around the world, just doing awesome things in life, which I think is amazing. Okay, I've got line 2, from San Jose, California. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show.
Yes, hi, Dani. The really awesome thing is I just came to know who you are, and I went on your Facebook page and I saw that you were on your radio show, and the response that you just gave to Hunter actually answered my question. And I'm so thankful. I'm trying not to cry right now because I was just kind of at a spot where I'm trying to figure out, where I'm going with my business ventures, because all my businesses are pretty much based on helping people. Yeah. It's like a part of my ministry. I love to help people. But then just trying to, find that start, okay, I have this plan, I have this idea, but then it's getting it out. And then, like you said, talk to people about it. I started talking to more people about it, and it's giving it life. So then now it's it's not just, a thought in your head, let it become something real.
Yes,
so,
yes. Because you mentioned ministry.
I know that I should have came, but you, thank you, God.
Yes.
I appreciate you.
Yes. Well, first of all, I got to tell you something. Because you mentioned God and ministry, this is the picture I got when I came to understanding about vision. See, God wanted to create man, right? So he envisioned creating man, and then he spoke, and he created life. He spoke it with his breath, and he created us in his image, right? He created us in his image, and he said that life and death is in the power of our tongues. So we have the power to give to life the vision in which he has planted inside of us. So we can give it life by talking about it and spreading it. Here's the other thing. This is so powerful. And I had a guest on my show named Dominic Russo a few weeks back, and he shared this, and it just blew my mind when he shared it. He says to Abraham, God says to Abraham, come outside and look up at the stars of the sky, right? So he gives Abraham a visual saying, That's what your descendants will be. So therefore, the picture, the goal was in front of Abraham every single night. He gave him a visual of, this is what your descendants will be, and you will be a blessing to all the nations of the earth. Just as the stars are a blessing to all the nations of the earth. Wow. Right? And Abraham spoke it. And so you go, lady. You go with the breath of God upon your life on this great Friday, which is Shabbat. You go. You give that sucker life and keep going in the spirit of the Most High God. Oh, yes. What a good show. This is such a good show.
Thank you.
Yes, you are welcome. Hey, you want to go back and listen to the recording of this one because there was some killer advice about achieving goals in the first and second hour of the show. Well, that's it for me. God bless you. Have a great day on purpose and go achieve some goals. You can do it. I believe in you. I'm with you. More importantly, God is. Bye.